Let's talk a little bit about Mike Waltz. Yesterday, he was coddling Donald Trump. I do want to get to those weird roundtables they have. But before I do that, what was your initial reaction when you heard that Mike Waltz was fired today?
Not at all surprised, actually. I've been talking to my friends about this for a while. I figured it was annoying Trump because Signal Gate wouldn't go away, and you could tell he was getting irritated by. I mean, he's responsible for all of this. Of course, the buck never stops with him. So there were lots and lots of leaks, tons of leaks coming out about Mike Waltz did this, Mike Waltz did that. And I said, he's going to be the fall guy. Just watch, because they're not going to come for Keg's breath yet. He's got to fuck up a few more times. But nobody knows Mike Waltz. They don't know who he is. He doesn't have that brand recognition where people will be like, oh, my God, and Trump caved and he fired somebody because the Democrats were crying about blah, blah, blah. So he was an easy one to take off. But I think it's so fucking hysterical to me that this guy had a cushy congressional seat that he gave up for a 3-month job just so he could be the answer to a Trivial Pursuit question, which, by the way, Elise Stefanik is in the same exact boat. She gave up her third in succession in the Republican House for a nomination to the UN ambassadorship that he pulled off too. So then they're never going to learn. Is everything Trump touches dies, and they will never ever learn.
I completely agree with you. And again, as I mentioned, Mike Waltz, he was kissing Trump's ass just yesterday in that weird round table. Why do you think it took Donald Trump this long to do it? Did he wanted to wait until that 100-day mark? Why did it take him this long, JoJo?
Actually, that might be an excellent point. It could also be that, he's just been too busy, talking about dolls, 30 dolls, 2 dolls. Too busy. I don't know. Watching chainsaw juggling. Like, honestly, I maybe it was the 100-day mark. Maybe so he could have the appearance of like flawless, unity and no disruptions. Blah blah blah. Also, that fucking guy loves it when people suck up to him and kiss his ass. So he probably wanted that moment just to then drop the hammer today, just to make himself feel powerful and look like a big swinging dick when he's really not one.
Yeah, that is true. It seems like Donald Trump does this on a regular basis. But with that being said, you mentioned Pete Hegseth or Pete Hegbreath, which I think is a very good nickname for him. And yet it was Hegseth that was really one of the masterminds, for lack of a better term, behind some of these signal chats. I know Mike Waltz was a big part of it as well. He screwed it up. But Hegseth's done this as well. He's done that. He put his wife in there. He put his brother in one of these signal chats. What is it going to take for Pete Hegseth to get fired? I guess that's my question.
Oh, first of all, I want to apologize about my profanity. I definitely forgot my place, forgot where I was. The Jersey in me came out a little bit. I apologize. Can you ask that question again? Because I just got distracted by my own swing.
Oh, no, that's okay. Listen, if we're having a private conversation, you could throw all the F-bombs you want. I want to be very clear on that. But no, with that being said, Pete Hegseth.
Yeah.
He was a part of this signal chat.
Oh, yeah.
We know that Mike Waltz was the mastermind behind the first one, but we know all this new stuff that has come out with Pete Hegseth. There's been another one. He put his wife in there. He put his brother in there. He put a former Fox News producer in there.
Oh, yeah.
And yet Donald Trump says he has full faith in Pete Hegseth. Why?
Again, there's something about him having a brand recognition, right? So like Pete comes with a certain fame and a certain notoriety and a certain following, and he looks the part. He certainly looks the part. But also, you notice nobody was out there really clamoring for Mike Waltz to lose his job. Although I was arguing that they all should be fired and that they all should have resigned. Everybody, they should have all done that, but of course they're not going to. But the pressure for Trump to fire Hegseth was the kind of thing that Trump wasn't going to do, because then he looks like he's yielding to public pressure, even though in some way, shape, or form, that is what this is. But also, largely, he was embarrassed, and somebody had to pay for that. And so it was going to be the lowest hanging fruit. But I think we are going to get to a point with all of them, even the most deeply sycophantic of all of them, where they're going to turn on each other, and he's going to shank them just like he does to everyone, because he's not loyal to anyone, and they're only as useful to him as long as that is something that they offer him something, and Pete Hegseth is not going to offer him much for long.